Hey guys, I'd quickly like to talk about my healthy lifestyle tips workshop. Um, so for topic one, I want to talk about the ego's influence, right? Unveiling its impact on like everyday life. You know how ego can impact maybe your relationship with people, how it can impact your like mental health, and you know, in my life, I feel like my ego and my pride and like my kind of self worth has fluctuated a lot. So this topic is like particularly important to me, and I feel like I have maybe a different perspective on it that could help you out, and maybe you can learn a little bit more. Obviously, you're seeing this on dyc.com. So it's like this is a nonprofit organization, and for any details, just go on the link www.designyourcareers.org. Um, yeah, you can look at anything more. We have a bunch of impacted DYC. We look at a bunch of different communities, countries, a lot of children, and there's a bunch of adult local volunteers and a lot of corporate companies that trust us. So it's a pretty trusted organization total. About me specifically, I'm Surya Jagarlamudi. I'm a senior in high school. I've embraced the spirit of teamwork and leadership through my active participation in water polo and lacrosse teams. Um, sports and me, like sports specifically for me has taught me the importance of humility and dedication, values that shape my understanding. Ego, put to goals, excellence. Um, but yeah, I'm just like a dedicated person. I'm a huge person for self improvement. I work out. I do sports. I'm huge into academics. I want to go to good college and stuff. So so yeah, that's just kind of a little bit about into me. So introduction. Ego plays a pivotal role in shaping our thoughts and actions. It influences permeates every aspect of our lives, often without us realizing. Understanding its impact is crucial for personal growth and fulfillment. Now, to a lot of people, it's kind of hard to see whether you have ego or not at first glance, right? Um, it usually hides and masks itself in like pride, and it's really hard to separate the two when you're not kind of told about it. People become really defensive about their pride and ego because for me specifically, I used to attach my ego to myself, to my character. But as I grew and I had more talks with these other people and these important figures in my life, I kind of learned to detach that part of me because my ego wasn't a part of me. It was more of a bad characteristic than my identity. So let's talk about ego's definition. Ego is a conscious mind sense of self. It constantly seeks validation and recognition, driving our desires and fears, and it creates a narrative of I and me, shaping our perceptions of the interactions in the world. Ego is something that I feel a lot of people deal with because it's kind of like a coping mechanism, like a self-defense mechanism. In the world where people aren't really too caring of, other people's feelings, and people have this like selfish sense of self, we kind of build these walls, these masks, these personas even of with ego that kind of help us to shift the focus of like these attacks at us, right? We're like, oh, like I'm a great person. I did this. I'm like so good, right? It helps us kind of block and kind of shift the narrative, right? What ego's influence on relationships? Now, ego often leads to conflicts and misunderstandings in relationships, right? It feels the need to be right and it creates barriers to empathy and understanding. Ego kind of hurts people from kind of really meeting each other, really understanding each other. Because you're never really meeting that true person. You're meeting the person they want to portray themselves as or mask themselves as. By recognizing and managing ego, healthier and more fulfilling relationships can be cultivated. I found that in also my personal life with my friends, our friendships and relationships have gone closer together because you're not having the ego between the relationship in the sense that when you remove the ego, you're leveling out your friendship with your friend, right? It's not, oh, like I'm more attractive than you, I'm smarter than you, I have more money than you, I speak better than you. Any of these characteristics we consider stronger or weaker than another person. You're not using that as like to level yourself up in any sense or put them down. So once you remove that pride and you just love yourself to as a human to human interaction, it just helps it be more fulfilling. Ego's impact on decision making. So Ego significantly influences our decision making process, often clouding our judgment with bias and self interest. It can hinder rational thinking and lead to impulsive or irrational choices, impacting our personal and professional lives. Now, an easy example I can talk about this, right, is like in the sports setting. Last shot of the game comes, right? I'm going to talk about basketball because I think basketball is a pretty easy example to talk about. The last shot of the game comes, there's only a couple seconds left on the clock. Someone has to take a shot to win the game, right? And you think to yourself, man, it would be so nice if I had the last shot. I'd be on the cover of the school newsletter. Everyone would be cheering. I'd have all like the fame, the glory, or whatever it may be, right? But you have a bad shot. And now you're deciding with your rational thinking and your ego to take the shot or not when you have like an open teammate to the right. You would want the best shot to be taken objectively, but your ego is clouding your judgment because you want the best shot for you. And the best shot for you is the shot that you take, not your friend takes. Right? It's kind of a really easy, similar situation, but you can take that and you can apply it to different situations maybe you have in your life to analyze. Ego's role in success and failure. Now, ego can both drive success and contribute to failure. It can motivate us to strive for excellence, but also lead to arrogance and complacency. So understanding its role is essential for achieving sustainable success and learning from setbacks. When you have an ego, you start to become complacent because you're already satisfied with your level of accomplishments or what you consider yourself to be accomplished, right? If I think I'm already like a 10 out of 10, am I perfect on my scales, and I can't improve, there would be no reason for me to, try to improve, maybe like lose some weight, or maybe go to the gym, or maybe read a book, or maybe treat others with more respect, or my family, because I already think I'm that perfect human being. When you remove that ego from yourself and attach from yourself, you can see yourself as face value. You can see with yourself, I need to work on this. I can improve on this. I can become a better person with this. So it just helps you, become more well-rounded. Ego and emotional well-being. So ego often fuels negative emotions such as jealousy, insecurity, and resentment. It always creates like this constant need for validation and comparison, leading to emotional turmoil. And managing the ego can lead to greater emotional stability and contentment. Basically, what this is saying is, right, when you start building this ego, you're not only using it as a mask to defend yourself, you're at a constant battle which you're comparing yourself to other people. If I think I'm better looking than you, I'm comparing myself to you. If I think I'm worse looking than someone, I'm comparing myself. If I think I'm less smart, I'm comparing myself. If I think I'm taller, less tall, I'm comparing myself. Ego makes you have this constant battle you're not even really consciously fighting for. You're having this constant battle of like, who's better? I'm better, you're better. And it's really, honestly, it's really draining. It leads to things like jealousy between friendships, where friendships should be pure and they shouldn't have these feelings of resentment and contentment between them. It leads to insecurity because you start doubting your own validation because of someone else. So it really is a bad mental health thing. Ego's influence on self-image, right? Then this one's a really apparent one. Ego shapes our self-image, often leading to unrealistic expectations and a distorted sense of self-worth. And it can create a facade of confidence or mask insecurities and impacting our authenticity and genuine self-expression. Now, this is a huge one to me, and I feel like it's really common to a lot of people. Ego with certain people, right? If they make a really nice Instagram post and they really like the way they look and they're putting themselves out there, right? They might feel insecure because they can't match that level of look all the time, 24/7. But that's what they set their bar to, right? Very similarly, if you start working out a lot, right? And you see your body in perfect pump, in perfect lighting, in the perfect environment, you have the right food that day, and you have the right amount of carbs, right protein, whatever it may be, right? And you look really good. You're unconsciously, with an ego, setting yourself to that new standard. Oh, this is just how I look. But it's not true. It's unrealistic. You shouldn't set yourself to that. And, just seeing yourself in a normal body or normal lighting, you start to feel insecure and have a low sense of self-worth because you don't think you are, like, you're leveling up to what you, like, truly are. Similar for Instagram posts, if you post like a really good post and you can't level up to yourself, you're gonna feel really insecure because you think, oh man, this is how I look back. What am I looking like today? And you see yourself in the mirror, but you should remove that and just be content with who you are in the moment. Ego's impact on creativity. Now, ego can hinder creativity by imposing self-doubt and fear of failure. It may also lead to self-aggrandizement and limiting collaboration and openness to new ideas. Cultivating a humble and open mindset is essential for unleashing creative potential. Now, the reason why ego is bad for creativity is ego hurts a person's willingness to try something new. With ego, you're scared to fail. You're scared of failure because you want to be perfect. You want to be the best you can be outwardly, appearance-wise. And having creativity requires failure. In order to be creative and to start something new, start something, not done before, have a new nuance to it, you have to fail in order to do it. Failure is just the price of creativity. And ego hinders you to even try to fail. Ego's influence on leadership. Now, ego can significantly impact leadership styles, lead to autocratic or narcissistic behaviors. It may hinder effective communication, collaboration, creating a toxic work environment, and authentic and empathetic leadership requires transcending ego-driven tendencies. Similar to the ego's way between friendships, you start imposing your ego on other people. Not only are you creating that barrier between them, but now you're hindering them and restricting them. You think, because I'm better than you, because I'm so accomplished in these senses, why do I have to listen to you? Why are you even valuable? Your ego is not only putting yourself up in a narcissistic behavior, you're putting others down in the light of that. So it makes you a really bad leader, and it starts building resentment from other people towards you. Now that we know a little bit what ego is, and how it hurts people, let's figure out strategies for ego management. Developing self-awareness, practicing humility, and fostering empathy are essentials for managing ego. Mindfulness and reflection can also help recognize ego-driven behaviors and cultivate a more balanced and authentic approach to life. In order to remove ego, it takes a lot of self-exploration, and that's what I've realized. You have to take the time in your day to really self-reflect. You have to be critical of yourself. And it's very hard. It's a journey. It's not a day thing. It's not a solitary process. It's a journey. It's a way of life. Ego will always be present within people. That's how we're just wired to be. In order to have a sense of self-worth, you have to have slight ego. But balancing that in a way with being empathetic to other people is the way to use that ego in a resourceful way, in a proper way. And not in a way where it hinders you or anyone else. Embracing authenticity. Embracing authenticity involves transcending our ego's need for validation and external approval. It entails embracing vulnerability and expressing genuine emotions and fostering meaningful connections based on honesty and integrity. In order to remove ego, you have to remove this false persona you're putting on for other people. You have to truly express who you are. And, some people might be scared. They think, I don't know if I'll be accepted for who I am. These certain people, they only like me for the ego persona I put on, the mask I put on. But to that I say, like, why are you even in the relationship with these type of people? Or why are you putting yourself in these places where you feel like you aren't going to be genuinely appreciated? And to the people thinking, even with their truest and honest of friends, the people who really love you will love you for who you are. And I promise they don't love you for that ego. They love you for who you are. So there's no point of having this ego. Take off the mask. Embrace who you are. Now that we're done with ego, I want to talk about another topic special to me. Topic 2, navigating the challenges, a guide to managing declining health of parents or family. Understanding the challenges of managing declining health of parents or family can be overwhelming. So, I want to talk about this guide that aims to provide practical strategies and emotional support for navigating, this difficult journey. So, recognizing signs first, right? The first way to doing anything is awareness. You have to be aware of the issue to prevent it, to help it, to stop it, whatever it may be, right? Identifying subtle changes in behavior and physical health is crucial. You want to look for signs of fatigue, forgetfulness, and decreased mobility, and these may indicate the need for intervention and support, right? For your grandparents, for a loved one, for a parent, for coworker, whatever it may be, right? When you start to see signs that people's personal health is getting in the way of them living their lives, the way they want to, you might want to jump in there for support. They might feel alone in this battle when they really aren't. People are always there. There's a support system for that. Be the one to help the people in need, right? It'll always pay forward. Communication strategies. Open and honest conversations are essential, and discussing concerns and preferences can help in informed decisions. Effective communication fosters understanding and empathy. Now, with something so personal as health, people might not be so open to the conversation. They might feel like they're being attacked, or they're being, put down, or they're being belittled because you're worrying for them. But you have to make it clear that it's not coming from a place of authority or belittlement. It's coming from a place of love and empathy. You want to show that you're there for them, and not that, oh, I'm so sorry that happened. Like, I just feel so bad for you. You're like, I want to help you. I'm there for you if you need it. You want to level yourself with them, really. Seeking professional help, right? Consulting with healthcare professionals such as doctors, social workers, and therapists can provide valuable guidance. They can offer medical advice, emotional support, and resources. If you feel that you is not enough to help that person in that particular situation, that you can't say the right words, you can't give the right advice, you don't have the medical knowledge to really help this person, there are professionals out there. There are therapists, doctors, social workers. There are people designed for situations like this, designed for these jobs, these tasks. Call them. They're all willing to help. That's what they're there to do. You're never alone. Emotional well-being. So caring for an ailing parent can take a toll on mental health. It's important to prioritize self-care, seek support from friends and professionals, and acknowledge emotional challenges. It's not just hard on the person with the issue, it's hard on themselves. You have to realize that declining health is not just an issue that hurts one, it's an issue that branches out. When one person is hurting, all the people close to them are hurting in a way, whether it be their mental health because one of their loved ones are hurting, or because of their energy they're expending helping this person. You have to take care of yourself in order to help others. You cannot be in a situation in which you aren't healthy and helping others. You have to help yourself first. That's the first of all the issues to tackle. Financial planning. Managing the cost of healthcare and daily living expenses requires careful planning. You have to explore options such as insurance, government programs, and financial assistance. Like I said from the previous slide, you have to be able to find ways to help yourself before you help other people. These people, they might not want to even deal with the issue because of the anxiety that is induced from the problems it may cause, right? Like, oh, because of this issue, I might not have the money for it, or I won't have time I need more time for my job, for my kids, I need time to spend with other people, I just don't have time to take care of myself. You have to realize, you really do. You just have to look for the right programs that help you. You have to look for the things that help, like Social Security and such. You have to find what works for you, and you have to put an honest effort to it. You can't just avoid the issue because of the anxiety induced from it. Balancing responsibilities. Juggling caregiving responsibilities with work and personal life can be overwhelming. Establishing a support network and setting realistic boundaries is essential for maintaining balance. You always want to balance your personal life with work life and with any other hobbies you're doing in your life, right? You never want one at the expense of the other. You want it's a really difficult, but it's a really fulfilling balance when you can get all of the jobs accomplished and still have a relatively fun life. You need a balance. End of life care. Approaching end of life decisions with sensitivity and compassion is crucial. Discussing wishes and preferences in advance can alleviate anxiety and ensure dignity in the final stages. And this is for people who are older, when your parents are getting older and your grandparents, when they reach that time in their life. It's not a discussion you can talk with so brashness, right? It's a really difficult subject. The people who are bringing out ideas like this, maybe you can even relate this to suicide. You have to talk with care and empathy. You have to kind of put yourself in their shoes and understand what they might be going through and what they might want to hear and what they may need to hear in these situations. So it's a lot of time it takes. You can't really go through with it too fast. Coping strategies. So developing coping mechanisms such as journaling, exercise, and seeking spiritual guidance can provide emotional resilience. Finding healthy outlets for stress is essential for long-term well-being. There's a lot of things you can do to help yourself, right? Like I said in the previous slides. I think these are probably some of the ones I've done personally, but working out, going for walks, all these things are just really ways to cleanse your mind, to detach yourself from the situation, and let you to get a little breather in the moment. You have to remove yourself from the situation to really properly see it from a full lens to really tackle it. Support networks. Building a support system of friends, family, and community resources can provide emotional solace and practical assistance, sharing the burden that can lighten the load. Self-reflection. Taking time for self-reflection can provide clarity and emotional grounding, and understanding personal emotions and limitations is essential for effective caregiving. Topic 3. The vitality of physical fitness and unleashing the power within. The science of fitness. Understanding the psychological and physiological impacts of fitness is crucial. Crucial. Exercise releases endorphins and improves brain function, leading to a healthier mind and body. When you're lacking physical exercise, you're limiting your own mental capacity, right? I feel like there's this bad trope in the world thinking that anyone who works out is kind of a meathead and they don't care about academics. I'll tell you first, that's not true. Before working out, when I used to study, I used to feel this kind of fogginess in my mind, and I wasn't really sure. I don't particularly have the science aside from the endorphins and improving brain function, but I'll tell you this. From personal experience, I felt that working out has helped me clear my mind and helped me be able to study for tests, personally. So at least try it out for that aspect, if not for the physical benefits. Benefits of regular exercise, right? Regular exercise improves cardiovascular health, muscle strength, and flexibility. It also reduces the risk of chronic diseases such as diabetes and heart disease. Now, diabetes and heart disease are the number one, number two killers in the world. Lots and lots of people in America especially die because of overeating, being obese, and then developing health issues as a consequence of that because of higher fat or their hormones being messed up. Working out helps you maintain a healthy body, a healthy temple that you can really foster and use for the rest of your life. You should take care of your body. Nutrition and fitness. A balanced diet is crucial for sustaining energy levels and muscle recovery. Proper nutrition complements exercise, embracing overall physical performance and well-being. Mental strength and fitness. Physical fitness enhances mental resilience and stress management. It fosters a positive mindset and improves self-confidence, leading to a more fulfilling life. The role of rest and recovery. Rest is essential for muscle repair and growth. Adequate sleep and recovery time are crucial for maximizing the benefits of exercise and preventing injuries. Fitness and longevity. Studies show that regular physical activity is linked to longevity and healthy aging. It can reduce the risk of chronic conditions and improve overall quality of life. Empowerment through fitness. Physical fitness empowers individuals to set and achieve goals, leading to a sense of accomplishment and self discipline. It fosters a stronger mindset and resilience. From my personal experience, when I was younger, when I used to be obese and heavily overweight, I realized that once I start to discipline myself in small ways, whether it be through discipline through eating, discipline through my sleep, discipline to work out every day, discipline to run, it helped bleed onto other areas of my life. It just made me a stronger person with more discipline. It helped me study better. It helped me control my tongue and control my words with my friends and my close family. And it just made me overall a stronger person. It's about the small things, the small adjustments that transform you in a long period of time. Fitness in the workplace. Now, promoting fitness in the workplace can lead to increased productivity, improved morale, and reduce absenteeism, and foster a healthier work environment and team cohesion. Working out is a great activity to do with multiple people, friends, coworkers. It's a great way to know people, test their will and endurance. It's just a great activity. Then again, community and fitness. Fitness and activities can bring communities together, fostering social connections and support networks, and it promotes a shared commitment to health and well-being. Community is a really big thing for the gym community. Everyone's really supporting, really caring, really loving. If you're ever doing an exercise and you need help, make sure you're safe. People are always there to spot you. I've met a lot of friends in the gym community that I talk to. I go with my friends all the time. It's really just a great environment, for self-improvement and for mental health. The future of fitness. Something to look forward to in the future for any young people out there, watching this. Advancements in technology and innovative fitness programs will continue to shape the future of fitness. It offers personalized solutions and accessible resources for all individuals. We're gonna start getting machines that tailored to you to get maximum output of your body. The one small thing with working out is that you never really know how much left in the tank you have. How much more you can just push yourself at the very, very last amount before you tap out, maximum physical exertion. So, looking forward to the future, there's going to be things that you can do that help you push yourself to the maximum. Certain resistance machines that go as much as you can, so you're really pushing yourself to the max. It's going to improve working out and help everyone a lot more. Now that we're done with topic 1, if you want to support DYC and keep videos of this coming, you can always click one of these links. There'll be a donation page you can find through. You can follow us on social media at Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Email DYC. You can visit other DYC leaders and workshops. And if you want to participate in DYC, you can join. You can request a spot. Fill in your application. Get started in the process of helping your community. If you have any questions and answers, please send them in the comments. I'd love to answer them. And thank you for your time. It was wonderful. My name is Surya, Jagarlamudi again. Signing out.